Hello, this is Dale, and this is my nightly video blog for Tuesday, April 5th. Well, we did get into AT&T, and I also completed the SPY trade that I started talking about last night, and we'll go over that. For tomorrow, it looks like we might want to get a put on Danaher. If that goes down, you want to see the June 97.5 put, and we'll take a look at that. Remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell. Options Infinity LLC is not a registered investment advisor or a licensed broker. Information and videos found on this site are for educational purposes only. Let's take a look at Danaher first, I guess. What I see on Danaher is the fact that it was overbought, and then the money flow is starting to come down. Now remember that's what I first look at on the left-hand side. I looked at the earnings, and Danaher's earnings are on I believe it's the 18th of April. So we've got a little bit of time there. And I'm okay with going ahead and maybe getting a quick trade on Danaher, as it's showing some weakness here. We go over to the right hand side, and you can see that a change of color is the ready day. Ready, set. It had a lower low. So tomorrow we're looking for it to go below the 90, 92. Let's call it 92, 97 or something like that, down around that area. And that would be a continuation. That would be a go. So if that happens, the one I'm looking at is the June, and then we came down here, and the thing is with the 97.5, it doesn't have any open interest. So probably you want to go to the 95, which is close to at the money, and then adjust the quantity you get accordingly. So we're looking at the June 95 put. Okay, let me just make a note of that. And you probably want to see it. It's got a pretty good bid-ask spread, about 30 cents between 360 and 390. So we probably want to go with wait till about 10 o'clock, see if it's going down, and then make sure you go at the midpoint to get that if we want to do that. We did get into AT&T today, as AT&T was down slightly, and I like what I see here on AT&T. We got May, I believe it was the May, and once again we had I got the May 41 put on that. I wanted to go a little further out, but couldn't because of that open interest. You always want to be careful on the open interest, because anything under 100, it's going to have a pretty wide bid-ask spread, and that's going to work against you, because that profit is just going to the floor traders right away. So you've got to make a good run on the stock even before you start making money. So you got to be careful with the wide bid-ask spreads, and that's why I always go with at least an open interest of 100. The other one that we have is Verizon, and Verizon was down today. Verizon is showing a little bit of weakness here, and we'll see if it starts making a play to the downside. And then, of course, the other one we have is John Deere. John Deere was down, but then came back later on in the session, but that ribbon continues to head on down strong in the bottom direction. Let's take a quick look at the RUT. And the RUT, at this point in time, I'm thinking a bear call is what we ought to do, but I'm going to wait a couple days. It still has 44 days till expiration. The one that I'm looking at is bear call that would be selling the 1160 and buying the 1170, and that gives you about at this point in time, it gives you about $1.45 credit, which is extremely good for one direction. However, I'd like to see a little bit more weakness here, and we'll watch this and talk more about that tomorrow night. Now here's the trade we were talking about last night, and that's the SPY. And you can see that it made a measured move yesterday, and I got in right here. And this actually was, it came down, if I blow this up a little bit, you can see a little easier. It actually came down early and then came up, and there was a first major move, but that was kind of tiny. So it kind of waited around, and it came down and then pulled back up and then down. Now remember, on these measured moves, what you're looking for is for a high, and then to a low, and then to a lower high, and then to a lower low. And once you have that, that is a measured move at that point. And that came up about 2 o'clock yesterday. I got in with an April 206 put at 142. Now, by the time we talked last night, I said, that I like that. That was a measured move. And I projected it going down to the 127, the 161 on the Fibonacci's, but that if it was down there by the time it opened, just don't get in. And that's exactly what happened. It dropped there overnight. And look at how it comes down to that Fibonacci of 161 and just sat there and gyrated all day long. That's where I got out. I got in here for $1.42 and got out here at $2.43, and that was a 71% increase very quickly, and that's what you want to do with the weeklies. Now, what I'm trying to do is continue to teach you this and go over it time and time again. Remember and really I focus on the left-hand chart versus, or the right-hand chart versus the left-hand chart. And what I'm looking for is something that's first of all either overbought or oversold on the regression channel, then a measured move either up or down, and then once I have a measured move, I'm in and exit with the Fibonacci's of 127, 161, or at the regression lines of 1 or 2. Now, to exit with a loss, what you want to do is if it comes up here and you get in and then it comes down here and then all of a sudden it does this, where it makes a measured move to the upside, you want to get out right there. So you would get in here and you would exit there, and you can see that's a very controlled exit. So never be afraid when you see a measured move. Just go ahead and get in. But if you have a measured move in the opposite direction, that's the time you want to just exit, and that's a safe way of playing it. So it's a very simple trade, but it's something you have to stay on. It's a combination of the regression channel, the measured moves, the Fibonacci's, and a measured move going against you to exit on a loss. Pretty simple strategy, very powerful. Takes it's easy to understand, it's hard to master. Take your time, learn it, and it will do well for you. The other ETF today was TLT, and you can see TLT came up here with a measured move, but it's been right along this regression line, and I haven't really seen it being too overbought or oversold at this point in time. It might have another little run up here, and then we'll be looking for a put. Okay, right now I'm probably I can't see anything at this point in time. I like to see it be overbought or oversold so that you can get a nice run when it goes in the other direction. And that's my blog for tonight. Come on back tomorrow night. Bye-bye now.